warning, this is a video about how blackface became a Dutch holiday tradition.
It's just tradition.
Oh, I love you more than words can say.
Hello everybody, it's your boy Shae, the one and only, and today guys we are back. Today guys we're here to check out the Dutch Piet. Okay, the Dutch Black Piet, Zwarte Piet. Is it racist or not? Okay, because a lot of people have argued that it is racist. But that's saying too much guys, today we are going to check it out and listen to what we've got to say on Learn Dutch with Bart. But before we start, smash like, subscribe, and let's get this started. Let's go. Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna subscribe as usual, then like, and then...
It's just tradition, so it should stay like that.
Yeah, I think it's really racist.
I think it's a bullshit.
From what I've read and looked into from a historical standpoint, I know the Dutch government had an anthropologist group look into the history of Zwarte Piet and kind of what, you know, the concept of the blackface represents.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that Zwarte Piet was actually a boy, a black boy, who St. Nicholas saved.
That time's a space.
So he was a black boy that was saved. But how did I get into the tradition?
Spain did have a lot of Moors, like they had got from Africa. That's how they got the concept of Zwarte Piet.
It got meaning why Zwarte Piet is Zwart, because they come from the chimney, so they get Zwart.
I haven't dug into it myself to see where all the tradition came from, if there was any sort of malice intended with it or not.
I think because I still don't know fully the background of the story, I still cannot see it or understand it as the Dutch people.
I feel like I can't even broach the subject because it's so heartfelt and dear to them.
You know, the first time I saw a Zwarte Piet, I was really surprised. Friends, child dressed up in blackface in a picture, and I said, "Oh, this is a little different." It kind of shocked me a little bit.
No, but really, like, if I see a white person in a black face, like, without thinking of all this racism and everything, let me say I was back in Africa and I'm seeing that, what am I going to think? No, really, what am I going to think? Like, just by looking at it, like, the first impressions, I don't know. I think I'm going to think, like, are they trying to force being black? Maybe they want to be black. Will I see it as mockery though? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm just gonna be like, why is the white person with a black face? I'll be like, they look so funny, bro. That's what I'm gonna think.
Well, it doesn't impact me at all. So I understand that people may feel offended, but I think that being offended is within us, and I decide to react just in a normal way.
There seems to be two ways the discussion goes. The first way is if they know that it's not okay, but they can't help but love it. And then people who are just like, you don't understand, if you don't like it, go home.
They agree with both sides. They agree that people can take offense to it, but then they state that they don't mean to be offensive.
It depends on how it's portrayed or how it's exaggerated. If someone comes down a chimney, it makes sense that they have patches suit.
Oh my days. I love her answer. I really love her answer. She says it makes sense that way. Okay.
But it doesn't make sense that their hair turns curly and dark.
And then another one's is like kind of trying to save face, I think, a bit by saying like, oh no, it's like soot, like he's sooty Pete. You don't look like that from just soot. So
I understand the idea, but when you throw like an afro and earrings and red lips.
I know some people have called it racist, and I'm not really sure. If you wanted the Black Piets to suddenly be white, then I reckon other people would just call that racist. Why you want to remove cold skin character?
I think traditions are good, don't change them.
It should stay like that. There is no any racism in it.
I feel like some people I've tried to talk to about it, they don't care because it's tradition.
People don't want it to the black guy continues because it is
racism.
It's racist and they know that it's racist.
I think the racism is inside of you because the kids don't know. They really don't know the color of your skin.
I think as children in the Netherlands, they're brought up not to see the color of Sinterklaas and Zwarte Piet. They look at it as a generous older man that brings them gifts if they're good. It's just the typical childhood tradition.
I like Zwarte Piet and I like Zwart, Piet Zwart, because, well, the history shows us that slavery was a fact and people must live with that. We must deal with that to learn with our faults.
It's history. You can't avoid history if you will eliminate everything that was previous, then what you are left with. A reminder of the black population that they were slaves once.
I understand that it is a part of tradition.
Actually, everybody was a slave before. Well, I won't say everybody, but every race was subjected to slavery before, okay? So it's a general thing. I mean, just that maybe because black people were the ones that were subjected to slavery more recently than the other races, yeah? But anyway, let's go back to the topic. Me, I believe in traditions being kept, okay? Usually, because there are different traditions in different countries, okay? It's something that has been in history, but if the tradition stemmed from a bad place, like stemmed from racism. For example, if you have tradition back in the day where you're meant to kill babies, that tradition has to stop because it comes from a very bad place. If you have tradition where you have to kill someone for somebody else's good, that tradition has to stop, okay? If Black Pete is a tradition that stemmed from racism to keep racism going on, then I would say, okay, then it should stop. But I want to understand the real truth behind the Black Pete. What is there? Like, what is the context behind it? And then to know and be like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, it's all cool.
Population that they were slaves once.
I understand that it is a part of tradition. People feel strongly that it's not there for an offensive reason. But I think on some level, we say things, we joke around. A joke can be offensive to someone.
True.
I think when we become too politically correct, the fun, is gone.
We make a joke like, what is the Santa Claus? The Santa Claus is like some slaves carrying the gifts to the old man, but it's yeah. But maybe this story has some beginning when nobody knows what is racism.
You have to be aware that if a lot of people are offended, to adapt, even if you don't mean to offend.
I understand their point of view, but come on, it's for children, who cares?
I think it's just stupid. Zwarte Piet is so fun.
People mistake being part of a racist tradition for people saying that they themselves are racist. It's not the same thing. It doesn't make you a racist, but it itself is undoubtedly racist.
That's just evolution. So if it hurts someone, then I think I would be just open. Things may change.
I think to deny Zwarte Piet as a slavery is more racist than embrace Zwarte Piet as a slavery. Till today we have slavery. We still don't learn with that. So keep Zwarte Piet, Zwart. I think it's the very nice way to teach the children to not make that mistake.
If tomorrow, if a small kid just goes to school and then he gets called Zwarte Piet, then it can be tough on that kid growing up. So even if it's just one kid and if he's getting hurt by that concept, that one reason is enough to change.
Historically, it seems to lean from human trafficking, and today people say it's people covered in coal dust, and hopefully in the future they're green and blue and yellow, and the contention between adults and children around this event can be resolved.
Wow. Let's see, what is the history of Black Pete? So here it says Zwarte Piet, Luxembourgish, also known by English as the translated name Black Pete. Alright. The earliest known illustration of the character comes from an 1850 book by Amsterdam school teacher Jan Schenkman, in which was depicted as a black Moor from Spain. Okay. So those portraying the traditional version of Zwarte Piet usually put on dark makeup and colorful Renaissance attire in addition to curly wigs and bright red lipstick. Traditionally, Zwarte Piet distributes candy to well-behaved children and punish the others. Okay, the punishment part fell out of use in 1960s. So he was almost like a Santa Claus. And then here historically they say the Dutch writer Arnold Jan Scheer has researched European traditions involving Sinterklaas and his assistants. He has published several books with the origin of these traditions and claims the origin of ones with black skin dates back to 1100. That is so long, like 1100 years before Christ. In Northern Europe, when pagan shamans put on animal skins and painted their faces black with suits to portray mythical creatures of the underworld.
A warning, this is a video about how blackface became a Dutch holiday tradition. Every mid-November in the Netherlands, people parade the streets dressed as Old Saint Nick and his little helpers, but not like that. That's New York City. In the Netherlands, it looks like this. This is Sinterklaas, or St. Nicholas, and this is his little helper, Zwarte Piet, or Black Pete. He's a character from an 1850s children's book who's inspired this holiday tradition of wearing a curly black wig and lipstick and blackface. Some Dutch people have voiced opposition to this for decades, especially those of African and Caribbean descent.
Maar voor heel veel zwarte mensen, grote mensen en kinderen is het helemaal geen feest.
That's Dutch Sesame Street in 1987. But this viral video of police arresting anti-Black Pete protesters sparked a growing protest movement in the 2010s, and the majority opinion has shifted. In 2016, most people believed Black Pete should stay the same. In 2022, most people said they think his appearance needs to change in some way. But changing his appearance can mean a whole lot of different things. There's gray Pete's, rainbow Pete's, chimney Pete's covered in soot, and sometimes no face paint at all.
Wow, this is getting interesting. So he was St. Nicholas's helper, which means he was like St. Nicholas's a servant or slave.
In every culture you have specific cultural traditions, and that's how we see it in the Netherlands.
They don't associate black people with Pete, so I don't really see the problem, but I'm lost. Maybe I just don't get it.
Mijn oma, mijn ouders, de kinderen, wij, iedereen is opgegroeid met Zwarte Piet is zwart, zwart, zwart. Dus zo hoort het ook, zo moet het blijven.
It's okay, it's a tradition, and I can imagine that some people think it's disgusting or they don't like it, they think about slavery. But for me, I'm born here and I don't know better, that's nice people.
Okay, see, I think the black people that are born there should be asked. Yeah, because they are the ones directly affected. But anyway, let's watch to the end to get a better picture. Wow. So I've tried to check out to see the history of this, and from what I can see, so Black Pete is the helper of St. Nicholas. Okay, St. Nicholas obviously white and Black Pete being black, so basically he was like a servant or like a slave, or that was like back in the day, back in the times, and they've kept that tradition. Okay, times have changed, things have changed, but they kept that tradition, and it is a tradition to them. All right, and I mean, the only time I came across this Black Pete or blackface was when Drake painted his face black or so on one video like that, and then it went all around the world, and then that's what I got to hear with Black Pete from the Netherlands. I was like, oh, Black Pete, oh, and that's a tradition they've been celebrating for years and years and years, and it has no link with racism, as they say. Okay, and I'm like, if it's a tradition and it's purely a fun tradition, why stop it? Okay, I don't know, but guys, please do let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. But as far as I'm concerned, he has never, like, I have friends that have been in the Netherlands, I have friends that live in those areas, and no one has ever mentioned it one time to me at all. I only hear about it on the media, and like I said, after Drake painted his face black, that's when I've heard of the blackface. I was like, ah, what's that blackface? And then this Pete guy came up. But anyway, guys, this is me. I think traditions should be kept as traditions are, but if the world are getting really offended by this, then maybe the Dutch should change the face to green face, and then maybe it's gonna be the aliens that will get pissed off at that. Yeah, what do you think? Alright guys, it's gonna be a peace out from me guys. Peace out.
When I promise not to leave.